Okay, let's look at the whitewater helmet ratings, and it sounds like this is scientific from what like somebody did some science. I read some of the notes and the technical documents, and like they did actual science. It was pretty interesting. We're not going to verify their science, but technical documents. They actually like pounded. I mean, this looks like a real machine to test helmets. This
Yeah.
isn't just some like grad students, in a room. This looks pretty legit to me. So I'm gonna trust these ratings, but also I don't know anything. I don't know how to verify that this is actually good. And let's look at the helmets. So, Aaron, have you ever had a sweet helmet?
I bought one for Lindsay.
Why'd you buy one for Lindsay?
Oh, it seemed like the best option in like at the time. It seemed like the best helmet I could find, and I could get it at a reasonable price too. I was able to get it online at a reasonable price. So
Yeah. I mean, I
I,
think.
but I got the basic one. I wish it had more ear protection, but like I
Which
said,
one did?
I think I got one of the Wanderer ones. I don't know the difference between the
Well, I
Wanderer and the
mean,
Wanderer two.
looking at the Wanderer ones are the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, number one and number two. The Wonder one and Wonder two are number one and number two.
They're better than the Rocker.
Yeah, that surprised me. And the Wanderer to me just seems like the cheap, simple option.
Yeah,
You can see they're $150, $130,
yeah.
and the Rocker, which I would assume is better, costs twice as much, but isn't quite as good.
And they say, why isn't it quite as good? Do we
Well,
know?
just the scores. I don't know. In the when they did the when they did so they did these they hit the head. You saw that video, right? Where they hit him in the head with that thing, and they measured like how much concussive force there is, and there's the least amount of force passed on with these wanderers, and then these
You know what? I
rockers are next.
wonder. I wonder if without the ear thing, if the air can, if your air gets trapped in there more, then you get more concussed. I wonder if it's something to do with that. You know what I mean? Because they don't have the ear thing there, and so the air
Mhm.
can move out of the helmet more,
Maybe.
and it maybe has less pressure. I don't know. I'm throwing spitball in here, but it's interesting. Isn't that the main difference between the two? Is the little earpiece things?
Um, the it's yeah, I guess. I mean, they're pretty similar. I always thought the rocker was better because it costs more, and it does really well. I mean, really well compared to the rest of the helmets and the whole thing. So I was just as surprised to see the Wanderer do better. The rockers look cooler, and so I don't know, they look cool. And it's interesting. The Dagger edition does slightly better than the regular rocker, and I didn't know there's a
I wonder
difference.
how much better. Is it actually better, or are they pretty much the same?
I mean,
Because
this
are there any ties?
there's not ties that I know, but just
Is a difference statistically significant?
yeah, those are good questions, scientists. But the scores are all like 0.25, 0.33, 0.36, 0.56, 0.83. These are all 5-star helmets, right? All of
I would
these are
also
given
be
5 stars.
curious if they took like 20 of one type of the sweet helmet and looked at the variation between helmets of
They
the same
probably,
type.
I mean, I don't know, they did, but I'm guessing they just took one of each helmet
Yeah,
and did
maybe.
one bounce and said, hey, that one did pretty well. So it's not, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Is this actual science? If you click down
Just pulling one helmet is that's not you don't have enough data.
well, we don't. I mean, I clicked on the test protocol here, the Whitewater Star Methodol. I'm reading it right now, real quick. I don't know. I don't have time to read this whole thing. This document details the protocol used to rate Whitewater helmets based on concussion risk according to the Virginia Tech helmet ratings. And the protocol, whoa, let's. There's a whole article on how they do it. Wow, there's some
I bet
crazy
you somebody.
equations. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this thing up.
Yeah, I just curious. Usually they'll tell you like how statistically significant is the difference, but
So here, do you see this? I don't think they're saying how many helmets.
they need to test multiple helmets to have a good data because the varies from
Two. Oh,
helmet
here we
to
go.
helmet.
2 samples per helmet model were tested at 6 different impact configurations. So 2 each.
And what was the variance? I would be curious about the variance between the two
Oh,
between
jeez,
helmets.
you're such a nerd. Look at how they hit them.
Well, you have to remember, my wife did. She worked with statistics for a long time with her work, and she talked about like a lot of this stuff. The data doesn't mean anything because you haven't done enough trials, and you have an outlier, and all of a sudden everyone's making these conclusions based upon information. There's not enough data to make that conclusion.
Okay. Anyway, look at there's some cool math.
That's cool.
So,
Equation looks good.
yep. Look at this. Look at this equation. There's some really nice numbers in there. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The star value says the number of stars. So below 1.21 is 5 stars. We'll get to that in a minute. So let's go back to the ratings. So I'm going to say, like, I'm with you, Aaron. I think that if they only did 2 helmets, they can't say, like, for sure that this is number 1. But I would say if you're below a score of 1, that's pretty good. Like, all 5 of these helmets are pretty nice. Can you agree with that? Like,
yeah, you bet.
Like, there's some variance, and maybe the Wanderer isn't actually number 1. It's just like, I don't know. If they tested 20 helmets, it would be number 1. But these, you can say they're all 5 stars. These are all really good helmets.
What's intriguing is just based on that is there isn't the more expensive one isn't actually better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or even if it's not, let's say it's number 4, it's still going to get 5 stars probably. Like, it's a good helmet. So it says it's number 1. It may actually be number 4. Whatever. These are good helmets. Any of these helmets are good. And I think that anybody who knows about helmets will agree. Sweet helmets are great helmets.
What did they test the stupid little baseball cap ones?
Yeah, they did. We'll get to that. So, and then this $100 helmet does okay. Does 4 stars. So we go from a 0.83 to a 1.49. So all of these suites are like 0.83 and below. It's a pretty decent jump up to what's next. 1.49, 1.77, 1.89. With some of these are probably the best shred ready ones. And then we get to
interesting how the face mask ones in general score more poorly than their non-face mask counterparts.
Shred ready full face. I mean, here
the shred ready full face, and then
but here the rocker full face, the rocker full face is better than the rocker.
So, yeah, I think that's because it's got that earbud pad thing that doesn't allow.
Yeah, where the shred ready full face, yeah, it looks exactly like the full cut, so it does a little worse. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. And then the NRS Chaos does pretty well for $70.
Yeah,
and it looks like the full cut is better than the side cut. That's good to know. Where it covers the ear, it looks super nerdy though. Look at this helmet.
I'm guessing those. I'm starting to notice a pattern. Those earbuds that sit up against your ear like that and cover it with the foam. Mm-hmm. I think they make the concussive force higher because it doesn't allow that air to move out. Because airflow is a key part of concussive force, right? If you have all the air trapped in there and you slam.
How do you know that, Aaron? Are you telling us a fact, or is this not even entitled?
A little not even entitled, but somewhere back in my brain, I remember reading some stuff.
Yeah, don't say somewhere back in my brain I read something. So listen to me.
No, I think you have to think about airflow with concussive force, and when air is trapped.
Do you really think about airflow? I think this is fake news. When you say things like somewhere in the back of my head I remember something, and present it as fact, you can't do that.
Airflow.
Aaron, you're a member of the media now. You can't just say things that.
I definitely can.
You just did. Hey, look at number. Hey, let's go back to number 1, Aaron. You see number 1? The Wanderer, does it have the ear thing?
No, it doesn't. That's my point.
Oh, your point is not having air coverage is better.
Not having air coverage allows the air just to like, so like it compresses and like there's place for stuff to go. Or if you had water in the helmet, for example.
So the half
cut. If there's whelming in the water and the water's trapped in there and it's compressing down, it's going to put more force on your head.
What we're seeing is the half cut is better than the full cut. So that would corroborate your.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then the shred ready with the face mask is even worse because it's even got more trapping of stuff.
Now go to hold on. Now the NRS one is different because you get the full cut versus the side cut.
But the side cut's got those ear pads on it. I would be curious if they did it without the ear pads on it.
What do you know? Oh, I guess not. Yeah, interesting. And then the NRS Havoc livery. Havoc livery. How do you pronounce that?
Is that the super cheap one?
It's pretty cheap. Yeah, it's $50.
The shred ready.
And shred ready, the $133 helmet does worse than the NRS $50 helmet.
I'm gonna say that Shred Ready never looked like a good helmet to me when people would wear them. I was just like, Shred Ready's never looked like they did much, and this is.
Well, I mean, they do pretty well up here, Aaron.
Oh no, those little ones, the little stupid ones,
Oh, the
not
dinky
the.
ones, the cool guy ones.
Yeah, the cool guy
Yeah.
ones.
So the
Yeah,
Iron, I mean, they still do a good job. They still like better than nothing.
they're 2 stars out of 5. That's not.
And then the T Dub and the Shaggy man. That's a bro helmet if I've ever seen one. And then the Shred Ready Super Scrappy, the Sesh.
Wow, 1 star.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then the Strutter
Oh, whoa, the WRSI
is the
gets that look.
worst.
I thought those were supposed to be good. They're supposed to be
First of
better.
all, this is my favorite helmet.
I know that. That's exactly.
I wear
You
this
might as well
helmet a
not be.
lot.
Looks like you should basically not even wear the helmet.
That's not true. I mean, first of all, a 1-star rating is still better than no helmet. Actually, I flipped my kayak the other day and hit a rock in my head with this helmet on, and it was fine. Where it probably would have been a bummer if I didn't have a helmet on.
Those solid bills make me uncomfortable. I can see putting a lot of force on your neck. There's just opportunities.
No, if you hit a rock, I've always liked them because if you like go face to a rock, the solid bill's going to stop it. It's sort of like a face mask. That's been my thinking.
Have you ever hit something with the bill of it?
No, that's good. I haven't hit anything face first. That's a good thing. So anyway, it's 1-star. It's kind of like that life jacket I was talking about the other day. That super minimal float one. It looks cool. If I'm like doing class 2, 3 play boating, I don't know.
Do you consider yourself a role model, Zach?
I don't know. Sometimes. Now,
when you want to be.
I mean, I feel like I am when I'm at work or when I'm doing something like a leadership role. If I'm just playboating class 2 or 3, no, I want to have fun. I don't want to be a role model then. I want to look cool.
But the problem is, Zach, everyone knows you now. So since you're so famous.
Not everybody knows me, Aaron. I've been places where people don't know me. So
when you go to put in, I'm sure people talk to you all the time now. Let's go.
Not all the time, but
do they rate the ProTech helmet?
It's not on here. Anyway, let's move on. Oh. So remember WRSI was started because didn't somebody hit their head?
They said the ProTech weren't very good, so that's why they started WRSI. Yeah, because the ProTech were supposedly so bad.
Which I thought ProTechs were. I've hit my head on ProTechs with ProTechs a lot. But anyway, it's WRSI stands for Whitewater Research Safety Institute, and their whole thing was we're going to make the best helmets ever. And turns out they're 18, 19, 20, 21. And it's good marketing. I mean, they're convincing you they're better because they have a cool name. But NRS bought WRSI.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe I don't know. I mean, which is interesting. The
NRS ones score way better.
Do pretty well. But these NRS ones look dorky, where these WRSI ones look like semi-cool. That they have the cool guy look.
But I'm going to say there's less venting on them.
So?
The venting, I think, helps with that concussive force measurement thing.
See, again, thank you for putting I think in there because sometimes I'm looking for vents.
Look at the NRS ones up there have way more vents.
Yeah, but look at the street protections don't. The best ones. Oh, there's some. You know what? There's some. See the top of the Wanderer. There's little vents there.
And that could be why it's and on the front too. There's vents on the front.
There's not vents in the front. Those are
front. That's a vent, right?
On the Wanderer, that's not a vent. On the Rocker, that is a vent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wonder if I have one here. Oh, yeah, I have one here. Hold on. Look at it.
Do you have the Rocker?
Okay,
is that the Rocker or the regular? Or
this is the Rocker. And so, I'll maybe make myself big here so you can see.
So that's the junky one.
No, this is the Rocker. This is the expensive one.
No, but that's the junky one we're learning now.
It's not junky. It's 1 star. It's better than almost everything.
It's not as good as the Wanderer, though.
It's not as good as the Wanderer. There's holes here, but I wouldn't call them vents because it goes right. There's foam right behind it. There's no. I mean, this is still a really good helmet, Aaron. But it is expensive for how safe it is. but I don't see. There's no vents on this at all.
There's no venting on it. Yeah, that's
No.
interesting.
Yeah. Whereas uh, this one, let me go back to this view. Let's go back to that page. The Wanderer, those holes in the middle are not vents. They're little rubberized things. I've seen that one before. But it looks like, do you see like kind of in the head, that does look like vents.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh, and sweet protection. Let's look at upper better. I kind of want to get one of these now. Whoa. Is that? Oh, that's for biking. Oh man. Hold on.
It might have been with that might have been with ski helmets when I heard about that, Zach, when I was teaching skiing, where they talked about the concussive force and the airflow. It might have been ski helmets.
All right, I'm on this page. Do you see? Those look like little vents on the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. So you think these vents right here?
I don't know if they have vents or not now. I'm just saying, like, it's interesting. It's like,
No, it looks like there's vents. So you're putting two and two together and saying having vents helps the air escape for concussive force.
it might. It might. I
Okay,
see
good.
that.
Well, because
Like,
before you
hesitantly.
were saying it did. So it's nice to see
I
you're
remember
back to.
reading about it, and at one point, maybe it was when I was teaching skiing. I just remember like it was weird. I was like, oh, I never thought about the air. Air needs a place to go. When you smash the helmet in, you want the air to be able to release easily out of there. You don't want to.
Direct ventilation. I mean, right there it says direct. Can you see that? Those are definitely so. These have ventilation.
Yeah.
The Wanderer 2 is an updated version at a lower price. It has all of the renowned features and offers dependability and durability for all-around river use. It was first introduced in 2008, has been updated several times since, and is the latest edition. Pretty cool.
Why is it? How did they make it cheaper than the Wanderer? Why is it cheaper?
I don't know. I mean, we know from our ratings that it's not quite as safe, but it's number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, number 1, the Wanderer's just a tiny bit better. Okay, let's keep going down the list. So we got down to Shred Readies. We got down to my favorite strutter. It's disappointing. I love that helmet.
The WRSI. We were talking about WRSI.
Didn't do well on the Gath. The WRSI is
the
not doing well.
full face seemed to fairly consistently do worse, which is interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
the Shred Ready Outfitter.
Yep. Shred Ready Live.
Yeah, it's too bad they don't have. I would love to have those old Protex we used to all use and compare those and where that would line up with all this stuff.
I'd be interested in that for sure.
Yeah. Like just even pull out a junky old Protec helmet and be like, all right, let's see how that
does. I would guess it doesn't do well. I mean, it does go over the ears, although it has nice holes over the ears.
Yeah.
Like, no, Dougie still has his. Makes me want to go back to just getting a good enough helmet that I really like. That one's expensive and highly rated. Why would it make you want to go back to getting one that's good enough?
Well, he's saying like the super expensive ones aren't actually better.
They are better.
No, they're not. The Wanderer is better than the Rocker.
But the Rocker's better than everything else.
Yeah, but the Wanderer is cheaper, a lot cheaper.
Then get the Wanderer then.
Yeah.
But the Rocker is super expensive. It's still better than everything else, except for the Wanderer. So, like, I don't know. That kind of looks cool and is comfortable for me. Yeah, I mean, I do think this, and let me just think, Aaron, having it look cool and be comfortable is a factor because you're more likely to wear it.
Yeah, comfort is big, and honestly, I think my biggest thing is how well you can swim in it, how stable it is on your head. And that's one of the things I like about the Sweet helmets in general is I find they really sit on people's heads well. I never see them flopping in front of their face, going over their eyes, like some of the stuff farther down, like the Shred Readies and some of the other stuff. I see much more problems with those ones moving around that are more they don't sit quite as tight on the head. So that's one of my big roles. And like we talked about, I think there's a difference between kayaking and rafting. I'm way more worried about concussions kayaking than I am rafting, and just taking those hits to the head rafting, I'm more worried if I fall out, is it going to cover my face? Am I going to be able to swim with it? Is it going to stand well and just protect me from the stupid glancing blows?
Yeah.
You know, like that. Yeah.
I mean, but if you're rafting with the oar frame and you take that
Hmm.
gear,
Hmm.
the oar frame to the head or the oar to the head, that's
Yeah.
a factor
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I think for
Yeah.
rowing
No,
a big gear boat, you get hit in the head with stuff if you flip, or the oar to the
but
head's a
I,
serious thing.
but I think too, the thing of it is the Wander is just such a great option. It's the best one. It's not that expensive, and you're like, and it's going to protect you well. You swim well in it. It's a great helmet.
I mean, the Wanderer 2 for $130 seems like the way to go. It's just
Yeah.
barely worse than the Wanderer, right? It comes in cool colors. $130, it's cheaper than a lot of these helmets on here that are like the
Yeah.
Shred Ready Shaggy and the Shred Ready T Dub. But of course, if you want to look like a bro, it's hard to look like a bro with the Wanderer. That's for
I mean,
sure.
it's a couple of those NRS ones seem pretty good too.
They look dorky though.
What's number 6?
The Shred
The
Ready
Shred
Half
Ready
Cut.
Half Cut.
That's just like I think they're classic helmet. I had some of these. I think it's this one for a kayak school, and they all kind of fell apart.
Hmm.
I ended up not liking them.
That's the other thing too. The longevity of it. How will they hold up?
Yep. All right. The statistical score, like 0.25, is supposed to reference how many concussions the average paddler would get. Oh, interesting. Is that true? We didn't read that hard into this article. We should know that. I mean, how many concussions have you had, Aaron?
Playing rafting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you had
Not
one?
serious. The closest I remember is I got thrown into a pin on a frame with my, and I had my helmet on. Luckily, I was wearing an
Hmm.
old ProTech helmet. I was like, glad
Did
I
you
have
get
my helmet on.
did you get a concussion?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I've had
It
zero.
rang my bell pretty good though, but I think we're much more aware of concussions now than we were 20 years ago when that happened,
Hmm.
or 25, 20, almost 30 years ago when that happened. Yeah.
What's up, Aaron? I like my solid WRS helmet because I feel like it keeps my head drier and warmer in winter paddling.
And I agree, Chad. I do like the ones without vents on it, um, for that reason. But I think also this guy I taught some so far courses with, he talked about venting. He talked about the venting too in this course. This guy at Lake Tahoe Community College, Scott, he talked about the venting helping with
I mean,
concussive forces.
this one would keep your hair dry the same, but
Yeah,
this is the expensive one, the rocker.
it is. I kind of like that. I mean, you're not getting all your hair is not get you on cold days. It's nice.
Any thoughts on the old Grateful Dead helmets? They're still available. Really? Wow. Well, Jeff from Tumalo Creek Kayak and Canoe and Bend wants to resurrect the brand. I wore a Grateful Dead helmet for a long time. Do you remember that white one I had, the sparkles, Aaron?
Yep.
I wore one for a long, long time. I don't think the Grateful Heads guides, and I could be wrong here, but I don't think they were taking a scientific approach to helmets. I think they were just making cool looking helmets.
Well, I still have one that I like and I use, and but it's the one with the like the almost the motorcycle one with more coverage all the way down low, and it's giving me really good coverage. So, and that's why I got it. And I have a bigger head, and it's hard to find helmets that fit my head. So, but like, is it going to withstand the same type of forces as these? I don't know. I mean, fiberglass is also, those helmets are also designed to break on impact in a way, and that will whatever reduce some of the force, right? It takes some of the force in the breaking of it, so you're not getting as much.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, I think sweep helmets are so good. In my opinion, they're so good. They're so well made. I just can't see how you can make a better helmet. It won't be better safety wise. It might look. I mean, the Grateful Head helmets look cool. They have like cool designs and they make you look cool. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I had one for a long time. I loved it. ProTech with the Velcro visor for the Ultimate Bro. That's freshy.
That's
That's
why
actually fresh.
I ran that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was that. We need to bring that look back. Yeah.
I wonder if I could find a photo of Dougie fresh kayaking.
That'd be great.
with him wearing his helmet. I'm not search Google.
So
Real
what's the
quick.
conclusion on this? So the shred readies are
Yeah, I mean, we already knew that. The conclusion here's the conclusion: the best bang for your buck is the sweep protection Wanderer. That's just like obviously the best bang for your buck. These other sweep protections are sweet. The shred readies and NRS are probably better than WRSI is in general. The strutter, which we all thought, I mean, when we say I always thought was a great helmet, is not as great as I thought. And
really? Wait, you really thought that was a great helmet?
yeah, because it's made
Oh,
by
come on.
Sweet.
I
Yeah.
always looked at you always looked at that. That's the cool person helmet. It has horrible coverage. It barely covers your the back of your head. It's going to catch water and get pulled up, so you smash your face. Like it just seems like a bad idea.
Okay. Anyway,
And
Aaron,
you shouldn't wear a paddle captaining, right? Because you can get thrown into some of the back of someone else and just nail them with it.
you don't have to rub it all in, Aaron. I'm admitting it's not as just accept it. They're not as good.
I think it's fine if you wear it backwards, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
No, you're not going to hurt somebody with that. I mean, you could never. I don't even know. So that's the moral of the story is these sweep protections look way better. Everything else is in the middle. WRSI is at the bottom, and the
WRSI, which claimed to be this great company, it's interesting. Yeah.
Have you seen these helmets? The cowboy. I bet these test really well.
I haven't seen them.
Yep, the cowboy hat helmets. Fun colors is an upcharge. We should see if they could test these. Ooh, red, white, and blue. Cool strap. Oh, tiger strap, rainbow trout straps.
Wow.
What do you think?
Man, that looks pretty neat. Pretty amazing.
Cowboy hat helmets. Lots of options. Here we go. See, and you can look cool. That looks pretty cool, huh? This guy's got this. Looks like a shred ready. As we learned, is medium safe. That cowboy hat though looks pretty rad.
I wonder what happens when you hit the side of it.
It probably look at that. Extreme Expeditions. Well, Aaron, I think we did another show.
I'm kind of a fan of those cowboy hat helmets.
For safety or for looks?
For sun protection.
That's why I like the strutter. It has like a little visor built in for sun protection.
Yeah, you can get the cool Velcro ones, and it's way safer.
Wait, so that's the same thing I can say about your cowboy hat helmet. And the Velcro ones are not cool. The Velcro does not look cool.
No, the cowboy hat gives you coverage all the way around the sides, though.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Do you think that cowboy one offers protection?
Minimal.
Yeah, better than nothing for sure, right?
I mean, there's certain places where I've been required to wear a helmet where I didn't feel like it was really necessary. I might use it in one of those situations.
Got it.
Where I want the sun coverage.
Cool.
Yeah. But I mean, in general, I don't really mind wearing helmets when I'm on the river.
It depends on the helmet. If I had to wear an uncomfortable helmet, I would mind. But if I could wear my strutter, I'm fine.
Well, it's not even really a helmet, as we've learned today.
Aaron, it's a helmet. It is a helmet. It doesn't have it gets 1 star, but that's compared to
1 star out of 5, dude. That is not good.
It is a helmet.
How many of them get 0 stars?
There's no such thing as 0 star. Oh, the gaff.
The gaff gets 0 stars.
It does get 0 stars.
Yeah,